Hello everybody, we're going to go over grids, levels, and columns today. So far, all I've done is open a new architectural template. So this is what you should see when you open a new project. These are the presets that it comes with. Courtney went over how you can change some of these things. We're going to start with grid. So under the architecture tab, all the way over here, click grid, and then wherever you want to start, I'm starting on level 1 up here. If you click once and then click again, and then mine started with F, which usually it'll start with a number, so I'm just going to double click, change it to 1, and then scroll back out, and as you see, it changes the dimensions, so you can eyeball it or you can change that later. And when you get perpendicular with your first line, there will be another little dotted light blue line that comes up. So click again, click, click, one more time, click, click. So far I'm happy with those. I'm going to check the spacing. So these two are the same. So I'm going to move this one to be equal, so 16. So you click once and then you can type in and it'll move. So now if we select them all, they're all 16 feet apart, and you can lock them or unlock them, which can be really helpful. Now I'm gonna do the same thing grid and go the other way, but this time I want them to be letters instead of numbers, so I know that they're horizontal instead of vertical. This is just a preference thing. So once you change it from a number to a letter, it automatically knows that you want to keep it as letters. So I just am doing a couple more, and that's good for me. 10, 16, these are, so I'm gonna make this one 15. You can also drag. And then to change how long the grid lines are, there are these little circles on each end. You just click and drag. Right now, since mine are all even and they're all grouped together, they drag all at the same time, which is nice. If you don't want to, you click the unlock button and you'll move this one independently. But I want an equal grid, so that's cool. So now we have our grid set up, which is super easy. And when you make a grid, it applies to all the floors, which is good. I'm going to quick make a floor on level 1. You can double click on the left project browser over here or click once on the top here. So we're just going to make a square, click, click. That's good enough. Great. So now if we go into our 3D view, which should be down here, but it's not. So go up here to view, 3D view. Now you can see the floor we just made, and here are your two different levels. So click back to level 2. I'm going to do the same thing, architecture, floor, and make another floor that's the same. Now go to 3D view, and we have two evenly stacked floors right on top of each other that we used the grid to make. And now if we click on one of our elevations down here in the bottom left, you can see where those floors are, how they are lying just underneath the different levels. So what we can do is under architecture over on level, we can add a new level. Oops, I want to go the other way. same thing, level, click over here, and then, so then it'll be even. And we can make one more on the top, click when that blue line shows up to keep it nice. And then you can change the spacing by just double clicking. I'm gonna make it 20 feet to keep it kind of even, and then we're gonna make this one, oops, -10. That's good. You can also just click and drag and move these around, but we want to keep it pretty nice and simple. If you do change one of these level 1 or level 2s with the floors already associated with it, it does move everything on that level. So it was hard to talk, so I just moved it down, but let's move it. So see how the levels are really close to each other now? Hit the undo button twice. So there's the levels. If you go back to your 3D view, you can see the new levels we created. Oops. And how those are looking. Everything's good with that. And it also adds new menus over here on your project browser tab. So now you can click on level 4. There's nothing there yet, but that's okay. Level 1. You can also rename your level, so I'm going to go back to east elevation, and we're going to name this basement. And then this menu is going to come up. Would you like to rename corresponding views? And this just means that it's going to rename them over here also. So I always click yes because that makes it super easy to follow along. Oops. So level 1, level 2, level 3. Yes. Great. So now everything's clear and concise. And these are a little frustrating because they are in the way. They're overlapping with our floor lines, so we're just going to move those up. And you can also move them down if you want to see them below the new basement level that I made. And now when I go back and click on this level 3, now you can see the grid lines. So now we have level 1, level 2, level 3, and then an elevation. So now what we can do is go back to level 1. We can pick a column underneath the architecture tab over here. And then if your Revit installed correctly, you should have a lot of preloaded families that you can load and choose from. I only have 2 right now, but I could certainly load more. So it doesn't matter whichever one you want. And then it's super easy because we already set up our grid. Once you see that they're both highlighted blue, that means it's snapping to that point. We're going to click once, and that's okay. Okay, click here again. It's annoying, but it's fine. Click here again. And now we have 4 columns. In the center, it's giving me this message because if you click on the 3D view, they're actually down here, which is okay. We'll edit that. So now I'm selecting all these columns, do the same. And then where it says base level, basement, base offset, we want to leave that at 0 right now. But in the future, you could be able to move them up just a few inches or down a few inches. If you need to sink them down into the earth a little bit, that's okay. And then top level, this is what we want to change. So right now it's at level 1. If we change it to level 3 and then click apply here, they go all the way up through the 2 floors that we made. So now if we go back, you'll be able to see the columns in the floor plan. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks.